This movie follows the spiritual reading received on October 6, 2025, and posted online shortly thereafter at worldwideweb.site2enlight.com/coming soon. We ask the question, what is the nature of the interstellar object 3I Atlas? Today, we are sharing reflections and the answer for the spiritual matters at hand in this open spiritual reading. Open mind, open heart, open to receiving the wonder of it all. Peer deeply into the cards. There may be clues to see revealed in the painted imagery. Elements, movement, colors, more. Meditate for psychic impressions core when seeing is believing. There is always hope. The star is a goddess of the most hopeful kind, for her energy assures our spiritual and material development. Turned upside down, this energy is diminished. Reversed hope, lost hope, is the opposite of hope despair. The goddess is looking elsewhere. Bless us all. Looking up from Mother Earth. When the star is behind Sol, reversed, ecliptically aligned, we see the sun in the sky. We know there the 3I hides out of sight in blinding sunlight. Exotic energies will be mixed about the soul system. He is receiving, she is receiving disharmonious change. While we witness cosmic battles, earthly battles, spiritual battles, human cowardice and suffering thereby, floods, eruptions, quakes, comets and asteroids flying through the sky, the energy rising, the frequencies resonate, the spiritual battle. The forces are not being contained. There is strength in surrendering. Witness passing judgment. The star reversed abundance. Abundant energies, change, battles, more. We shall not remain as we were before. Energetic penetration of earthling sensitivity. Witness the 3I fly by. Water, magic, and mystery. Hidden cowards, liars, abusers of powers, blasted by the god of war from their ivory towers. Universal consciousness, conscious awareness, compelled to grow. Inhabit your goddess like body. See courage flow. Ride the chariot. Bite the ruin. Fight day and night. Lovers defeat artificial evil by the sword to be judged with divine love and light. The opposite of hope, lost hope, is not without the hope. Hope is in lost hope. Reversed hope contains hope. It is still hope. Upright or upside down in the star, we always have hope. So, in a personal reading, I would say self, the fact that the wish missed the star in the past. Now get your ass up and try again. bring wisdom from the past. And baby, just have faith. Have faith that if you keep trying hard enough, there is always hope. And you got to believe that this time, no matter how much time it takes, is all going to work out. So that's the example in this tradition, standard spiritual model, spiritual reading. But again, the magic begins when we do what we can do. That is to say, in personal readings, we are grounded in being practical. What might we do? Well, since I am here with you and we are in the soul system entertaining an interstellar visitor, we take the personal example, and again, cosmic object, cosmic spiritual perspective, yet we recognize it in our lives here on earth, the collective humanity. Let us reflect on the practical and perhaps actionable implications of the star reversed. The star reversed, well, starts with the star. And it was, in June, a dude was looking at some stars, telescopes, pictures, and he saw it. His quantum computing brain, his well developed, self programmed personal quantum computer, saw it and calculated, did some math, leading to inspiration and opportunities for humanity to advance our knowledge of the cosmos. He saw the shooting star, and here we are, looking within our home system, witnessing the shooting star aligned and cruising along our solar ecliptic plane. Coincidentally, uh, did it aim for the ecliptic plane? Because it sure is flying right through the path of the planets. And the shooting star will be in perihelion with our star, Sol, on its way from Mars to the Sun. The star reversed practically. Maybe we will see 3i Atlas turn upside down. It might turn around. Theories are out there. Solar activity is up, and as the 3i has approached and is getting closer to the Sun, we have observed an increase in solar spots and a newly formed large coronal hole noted for occurring equatorially. And the Sun has been blasting us and the comet with some effective energy in the days of this reading. Practically, we should be interested in monitoring the coming solar activity as 3i Atlas approaches from this side of the Sun, which we see, and as it moves behind the Sun from our view on the ecliptic plane, hiding from our sight, theme, the star upside down, blocking rather than showing the way, the energy of an interstellar object, the ejecta, temperance above, mixing, the energy of soul mixing with the energy of the object. Okay, practically, we expect 3i Atlas or any other object, such as the major 17 noteworthy comets simultaneously converging aside to 3i in this unfolding cosmic dance around Sol. We expect the objects to heat up, to get brighter. By that, by getting closer to the Sun. And they are also reflecting more sunlight. 3i Atlas is reflecting more sunlight as it visits Sol. Perhaps 3i Atlas, which in the past entertained us with a brightness curve that qualifies as remarkable by the known astronomical data. Once again, players, check the feeds. For example, based on the speed and trajectory, the first models predicted expected levels of brightness. 3i Atlas is flying in, getting brighter, and we calculate expected brightness, and when it should start up the curve. Well, 3i Atlas at first looked like it might be emitting its own light, and then it changed colors. As it approached Mars, getting closer to the Sun, it changed colors. It was getting brighter, and then it lit up like 10 times brighter than expected, and still going up from there. It's a very unusual and interesting object. But we have the star upside down. The closer 3i Atlas gets to the Sun, the less we shall see through our space-observing satellites and telescopes because, the cameras are literally blinded by the light. The Sun upside down, 3i Atlas, from our view on Earth, will be in an observational blind spot before it even goes behind the Sun and continues on into the heart of the blind spot. From Earth, when we look at the Sun each day, we know that the 3i Atlas is in the sky behind wherever the Sun is in the sky. The anomalous, brightening, color changing three eye atlas, the shooting star from so far away, is, just as it gets close, as we expect it will get to the sun, reaching perihelion, closest to the sun, and really even before it is actually behind the sun, the bright interstellar shooting star, the star turned upside down, is going dark. Practical observation. Picture a comet, the comic book comet, blazing hot, flying towards or away from the sun with all of that heat burning stuff off the surface. And so, as we typically observe, comets have tails. Our best initial views of the three eye from, like the Hubble and the James Webb and telescopes here on Earth, were curious because three eye atlas did not have a tail. Then, interestingly, as it got closer, as we started discussing the fact that it didn't have a tail, we suddenly saw a tail. But it was a weird tail. The tail was not flowing behind the three eye like the comic book comet. Like most real comets, the tail of the three eye was streaming towards the sun in the direction that it was traveling, from the front of the three eye. That would certainly be the star turned upside down. But that was the past, and this is the practical of the star reversed. Now, in divining the future, the star turned upside down, ruining what we thought we knew, a cometary tail in the front. We may explain this, stretch the current models, but this is possible without breaking convention. And here we have the star upside down. We would do well to step outside of the box and think less about assumptions and standard models, and based on what we see, consider a greater possibility. Now, of course, we do need to get the data, from like all of the space agencies, So I said, based on what we see, we can consider a greater possibility. Thought experiment. If you are a spaceship flying through space and need to slow down, you would flip the ship around, the shooting star upside down, so that now, rather than pushing you forward, your engines, the exhaust, which was propelling you, is now working against your momentum like a spaceship air brakes, exhaust in the direction of travel in a maneuver to slow the ship down. Temperance above. Practically, the three eye is likely a comet, albeit exotic and unusual. The lovers to the right, a goddess of love, is chained to the rock. Love is chained to the three eye, and the other lover yields her sword and shield, slaying the three-headed beast of conventional thinking, models, and beliefs, delivering the tough love we sometimes need to help us remember that true love, deep dive love, which binds the cosmos into one. This love is inspirational. Temperance, the lovers, three goddesses, the shooting star, three eye itself, a naked goddess with a tail turned upside down. We are definitely increasing our spiritual knowledge and grounded information through our experience with this object. And with the star reversed, we step back, continuing to reflect as the star reversed, not wishing on a star, but using what you already have, using the resources that you already have. We also have here, in consideration of the overall spread, a majority of cards from the major arcana. In fact, with 7 out of 10, the tarot assures us that we are indeed dealing with higher forces, cosmic forces, spiritual forces, and even on the material plane, forces beyond our current influence. This is gods and goddesses level forces, the universe speaking to us from and of the source, truly cosmic, as it resonates throughout this reflection. And finally, the symbolism in the object as so-called three-eye atlas, the third interstellar object discovered by the Atlas telescope, the three-eye, the third eye. In many human cultures and spiritual traditions, inclusive of many religions, the third eye symbolizes the pineal gland, an organ in human biological machine, inside of part of the human quantum computing brain. And in my tradition, from my ancestors all over the world, It is the third eye which provides the capability for humans to connect to the quantum field, to peer into the void, to tap into the higher forces, so as we learn from our ascended masters. So, all of these major arcana cards, on a practical basis, they dominate the spread. As the three eye continues to fascinate and inspire us, we may do well to practice techniques which activate the energy that opens the third eye. Let's all meditate on this, allowing our quantum computing brains to calculate a whole higher level of consciousness and understanding, or something like that. Heartfelt love. I hope you have enjoyed this open reflection, and as I myself seek edification and clarification on the cards as they are speaking, I invite you to share whatever reflections you have through this reading and beyond.